Okay, guys, let it be continue here. So I was explaining you that first the intravascular cambium is going to be formed in the form of strips within the vascular bundle between the xylem and phloem tissue. So it's called intravascular cambium. Now later on in this conjunctive tissue, parenchymatous tissue between the vascular bundle, the another cambial strip is going to be formed which joins these intravascular cambium strips. Okay. Now this cambial strip which is going to be formed between the two vascular bundle, it is called intervascular cambium. Okay. Now later on, this intervascular cambium, it joins these strips, intravascular cambial strips, it joins them, okay. So then a ring-like structure is going to be formed. Like this, a ring-like structure is going to be formed. It makes a complete ring of a vascular cambium. And that ring, when it takes a ring shape, then that whole ring, it is also known as vascular cambium. It is also known as vascular cambial ring. Fine. So vascular cambium ring, it is formed by the joining of intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium. By the joining of these two, a complete ring of cambium is formed, which is called vascular cambium. This is called formation of cambial ring or formation of cambium tissue. Now, when this cambium tissue is formed, then where it is formed and what is happening with that? Look here, here is a xylem tissue within the bundle, here is a phloem tissue within the bundle. So, between the xylem and the phloem, this ring is going to be formed. Okay, so primary xylem was here inside towards the pit, and primary phloem, it is towards the periphery. Now when the ring is going to be formed, by the formation of this vascular ring, then xylem tissue and the phloem tissue, primary xylem and primary phloem, it gets separated here, okay, completely. Now after that, there is the activity of this cambial ring activity. Okay, now it will become functional. Once the cambial ring becomes functional, then it starts its own activity. Okay, so that is the second step, how the cambial ring is going to be active within the plants. Okay, now let me take you through here. Remember, now you have been through now. This cambial ring is going to be formed within the vascular bundle. Then what happens after that? I will show you again in the new diagram. Rest of the things will remain the same. Okay, so this is the stellar region. Now this is how the cambial ring finally is going to be formed. So say this is the cambial ring. Okay, so I have made this now ring like structure. This is simply now vascular cambial ring or vascular cambium. Okay, now the second step is going to be now start, this vascular cambium will start functioning. So it will start to divide the cells. Now what is happening? This vascular cambium, remember that the plants who have the presence of the cambium, this cambium is showing different variations in the seasons. Remember, the cambium is more active. Cambium is more active towards inside than outer side. Remember this one point about the cambium. that this cambium tissue, when it divides the cells, then it divides the cells more rapidly inside than the outer side. First thing. Second thing, you remember, this cambium tissue is more active in spring seasons than autumn season. So cambium tissue, this cambial ring, it is more active in the spring season than autumn season, winter seasons. Okay, remember this also. There are the reason cambium tissues are always, wherever the plants who have the cambium tissue, they shows a seasonal variation, and inside those plants the wood is going to be formed different types because of the activity of this cambium in the different seasons. Okay, remember this point. So remember, the cambium is more active in spring season than the autumn season, and cambium is also more active towards the inside than the outer side. Now this cambial ring, it divides when it starts the function activity of the cambium ring, second step, then it divides the cells in both the orientation inside as well as outside. It divides the cells periclinally in the both the sides, inside as well as outside. Say for example, this is a cambium ring is what now? It is meristematic tissue. It's a meristematic ring. Okay, so this meristematic ring will divide cells from both the sides, outer side as well as inside. When it divide the cells inside, so all these cells in the ring manner gets accumulated inside and lead the formation of the ring like structures like this, which you are going to see. A ring like structure, ring form of structure, accumulation of these cells will form inside, and this will lead the formation of the secondary tissue. This will form the lead the formation of secondary tissue, and this tissue, which is formed by the activity of the cambium towards the inside, it is now known as secondary xylem. It is called secondary xylem. Okay, now if you take me through in the vascular bundles are in the ring like manner, like this, they were in the ring like manner. Okay, so here will be the primary xylem within the vascular bundle. Primary xylem will lie very nearby to the central pith. This is the central pith. So within that nearby to central pith, the primary xylem will remain here. Now it's a primary xylem. Okay, this will be the primary xylem. Now after the primary xylem, this cambium will let the formation of the cells inside, so that will let the formation of the secondary xylem. This is the secondary xylem in the ring manner. Okay, so then secondary xylem tissue will remain nearby to the cambium tissue inside the cambium ring. After that, the primary xylem will remain more inside, more deep inside towards the central pith. Okay, remember that. Now the cells which will be divided towards the outer side, those cells will also form the ring like structures, get accumulated in the ring manner, depending upon the seasonal changes, like this. Then this tissue which is formed outside of the cambium ring, this is known as secondary phloem. It is known as secondary phloem tissue. Okay, I hope now you have understood the cambium activity. Cambium activity is to divide the cells, more and more cells will divide, but as I told you, it will divide more number of cells inside than outer side. So inside more xylem will be formed, more and more xylem rings will get formed. when there is a more and more xylem ring get formed, then this increases the diameter of the plant. It increases the girth of the plant. So by that, this cambium is going to be increasing in the diameter, so the plant expands, plant get expanded, its diameter goes expanded. By that, this secondary phloem, it also comes out and remains towards the periphery, Now if we take a vascular bundle, what was earlier in the vascular bundle? Earlier vascular bundle was having only primary xylem and primary phloem. Now after the ring has been formed, vascular ring has been formed, it has separated the primary xylem and primary phloem. Earlier primary xylem and primary phloem were nearby now, but now once the cambium activity starts, it divides the cells inside and outside, so the primary xylem and primary phloem remains towards the periphery, like this, in the patch manner, like this. Outside of the secondary phloem, there will be remaining the primary phloem. This is known as primary phloem. So look here, earlier the primary phloem and primary xylem, they were close each other within the same vascular bundle, isn't it? Now after that formation of the vascular cambium ring, now this cambium ring has started functioning. It has divided cells inside and outside. So inside the tissue has been accumulated to let the formation of secondary xylem. Outside has tissue formed called the secondary phloem, and by the formation of these secondary tissues, secondary xylem, secondary phloem, the primary xylem and primary phloem, they got away from each other, complete away, more separated away, and primary phloem remains the most periphery towards the outer layers of the plant, okay, and primary xylem remains within the most deep inside the plant in the central region nearby the pith, okay. That is how when the cambium starts to do the functioning, starts to do activity to divide the cells, and this is how it led formation of secondary tissues in the form of secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Both are woods. Secondary xylem, secondary phloem, they both are the woods only, okay. And when this wood is going to be formed inside the plant, then automatically the cambium increases the diameter inside, it goes outside, these secondary xylem and secondary phloem expanded the girth of the plant, then the girth of the plant is going to be increased, okay. That is how the secondary growth occurs within the plant by the formation and activity of this cambium ring, okay. Understood now how the secondary xylem and secondary phloem has been formed, okay. That is the important to understand how secondary xylems and secondary phloems are going to be formed. Now that is the formation and activity of vascular cambium. Now as I told you, this cambium is more active towards the inside and more active in the spring seasons, okay. So in the spring season, when there is availability of the water, then cambium is more active, and in the spring season it forms all the xylem component. In the xylem, all the xylem components will be formed. Xylem parenchyma, fibers, xylem, okay, tracheids, vessels, all will be formed, and they have the wide lumen in that season. All these xylem vessels have wide lumen. With that, there is a flow of water, minerals, okay, efficiently. So in that season, more wood is going to be formed. So it means secondary xylem will be formed more as compared to the secondary phloem. Remember that is the activity of the cambium towards inside. But in the season, this wood which is going to be formed in a ring manner every year, remember, inside the plants, when there are, suppose in a year there are two seasons, spring season, autumn season. So in the spring, this wood is going to be formed. The wood which is formed in the spring season, that is this wood this wood at the time of in the spring season there is a more water availability inside the plant, and xylums are wide, their lumen is wider, then they can transport more water minerals. Okay, so the wood which is going to be formed in the spring season, that wood is a lighter wood, it's a light in color. Okay, it's lighter wood, and that wood is also called spring wood. It is also known as spring wood. And this wood, the secondary phloem wood, okay, as well as secondary xylem, this wood which is going to be formed in the autumn season. So in the autumn season, plants have less requirement of the water, as in the autumn season there is a less water also. So xylary elements like vessels, trachees, they have the narrow lumen. So with the narrow lumen, transport is not that much, so obviously there is no much requirement, so less wood is going to be formed in winter season, yani ki autumn seasons. Okay, so there is in a year two types of wood is going to be formed, spring wood and autumn wood, but both the woods are going to be formed in the ring manner. So if we say in a year, one year, there is the formation of two types of rings. Then one is the spring wood ring, another will be the autumn wood ring. So spring wood rings, they are lighter, these are lighter, and these are darker in color. Okay, so in a year, one spring wood and one autumn wood, for example, one spring wood and one autumn wood in a year is going to be formed. So we can say in a year when there are two types of rings of wood formed, spring wood and autumn wood, then it is known as growth ring. Okay, it is known as growth ring because both the rings, spring wood ring and autumn wood ring, they both are helping in the growth of the plant, secondary growth of the plant, so they are also known as the growth rings. Okay, and also they are formed in a year, so they are also called the annual rings. They are also known as annual rings. So if the suppose question will come to you, how many types of rings, secondary woods are going to be formed in an annual ring, then you should give the answer in a way that one annual ring is composed of one spring ring and one autumn ring of the two seasons. Okay, that is also known as the growth ring. Fine. So this is how, which is going to be formed by the activity of the vascular cambium. So vascular cambium has more activity in the spring season and the autumn season, and accordingly there are formed two types of woods, spring wood and autumn wood in a 1 year, that is the annual ring. So this ring, whole ring, a year, it is called the annual ring. It is known as annual ring. So annual ring composed of two rings, spring and autumn ring. These are two types of woods going to be formed by the activity of the vascular cambium. Okay, now further there is the also something related to the activity of vascular cambium, that different types of rings every year which are going to be formed, like as I said, growth rings. 1 year having the one growth ring. Okay, so accordingly the plants, when the plant grows year after year, so these annual rings gets accumulated in the ring form, and each annual ring has two rings, one lighter color, that is the spring ring, and one darker ring, it is called autumn ring. And when we do the cross section of the plants, and the researchers, if they have to find out the age of the plant based on these annual rings, as I said, one annual ring has the lighter ring and darker ring. So they are counting these lighter rings and dark rings in a year. So for example, if there are 15 light rings, 15 dark rings in that cross section of the plant stem, so then they assume that this plant is 15 years old. This plant is 15 years old. So the age of the plant is going to be assumed based on these annual rings of the dicot stems as well as gymnosperm. That study which is based on the annual rings and the age which is counted on the annual ring, that is known as dendrochronology. Dendrochronology. Okay, by which the age of the plants is going to be determined based on the annual rings is known as dendrochronology. Okay, I hope you have understood well the formation and activity of the vascular cambium, which is main importantly responsible for the secondary growth inside the dicot stems and gymnospermic plants. Okay, so let me end this session today here, and rest of the things I will tell you in the next class. Thank you very much. Okay, see you in the next class.